Okay, here we have another kind of type of mixture problem. All right, we're mixing two types of apples, and we want to arrive at a cost per pound for both of them. So we have premium grade apples, which cost $2.25 a pound, and fancy apples, which cost $1.45 a pound. How many pounds of premium apples should be mixed with 11 pounds of fancy apples to get a mixture that costs $1.70 per pound? All right, so this I'm also going to set up a proportion. Okay, so we want it to be, so we want money over pounds to be equal to 170 over 1. Okay, so let's first talk about the cost of all these apples. So first, how many pounds of premium apples should be mixed with blah blah blah? So how many pounds of premium apples? That's telling us that our variable, if we call it x, should be pounds of premium apples. All right, so identifying your variable is important early on. So the cost of those premium apples is $2.25 a pound. So part of our cost is going to be 225 times x, because that's for every x pounds of apples, it's going to cost us $2.25. So that's adding to our cost. All right, and it also adds to the weight of our bag. All right, x is in pounds, so we're just going to put x in our denominator. All right, now we're mixing it with fancy apples. Now fancy apples cost $1.45 a pound, but we don't need a variable here because we already know, in this case x, or in the previous case x, in this case 11. We know it's 11 pounds. So the cost of 11 pounds of fancy apples is going to be 11 times 1.45. Alright, so see, our numerator is just cost. You got cost coming from fancy apples and cost coming from premium apples. Alright, now we also have some weight. Those 11 pounds of fancy apples costs $11. So we're just going to add 11 to our denominator. Alright, and now we're just going to solve this proportion by cross multiplying, or if you have a calculator, just simply use the solve function or graph both sides. Okay, so I cross multiplied. 1 times 2.25x plus 11 times 1.45 is on the left, and then cross multiply the other way and distribute. So you get 1.7x plus 18.7, which I got by doing 1.7 times 11. Now I'm going to subtract 1.7 on both sides, and I get 0.55x, and I'm going to subtract 15.95 on both sides, and I get 2.75, and then divide both sides by 0.55, and I get 5. So we need 5 pounds of premium apples.